Stay tuned for the upcoming match where longtime rival teams West Sussex and West Sussex go head-to-head in what is considered the final. Hello. Why do they always run in a straight line? Don't do anything stupid now. You don't want me to get rough. I doubt you could afford the damages. I know failing at your job must be very frustrating for you, but rest assured, few can avoid the deadly snare of the mighty Sidewinder. Now, before I knock you out with a little light choking, I'm going to need your help with something. So on your feet. See that display on the screen there? That is the Midas Septum Ring. Well, no, he didn't wear it on his nose. It was called that because they found it covered in what they thought was ancient snot. But recently they tested it and found it was something else. Anyway, they decided not to change the name. Kids go to this museum, you understand. All I need from you is to turn off the alarm system for that display. Will you do that for me? Good boy. I find the apathy of a minimum wage income so much more effective than torture. Done already? 5 years of robbing this place and the only thing they ever update is the password. Well, thank you for all your help. I know the whole tying you to a chair thing is rather cliché, but I can't exactly have you wandering around while I do my dark deeds. Think of it as taking the rest of the night off. Besides, I hear it's great for your posture. Cut! Alright, that's a wrap. Great job, everybody. Hey Andy, there's my Sinistar. Great job on that scene, by the way. You got it done in two. Well, first of all, thank you, but I couldn't help but notice that we cut the scene short. The script says the guard was supposed to hit the silent alarm and, you know, there would be this whole thing where I would chastise them for it. We cut that part. It's not super important. Oh, sure. I understand from an economic perspective it's, you know, not worth spending the money to film that part. Well, there you go. Well, the thing is, it does open up a little plot hole in the script. How's Superstar supposed to know I'm robbing the museum if the alarm doesn't go off? Does he just magically know that I'm there, or did you not get the memo? What memo? Oh, jeez. Charlie can't come in today. He had a sponsors meeting, so we're shooting the fight tomorrow. Tomorrow? We only have the museum for today. I know. Look, we rewrote the finale, so now Superstar hears about the robbery on the news, and then he tracks you down to a warehouse. Another warehouse. Oh god, Pearson, don't start. I've been rehearsing the museum set piece for months. We were going to duel on the back of the T-Rex skeleton, for fuck's sake. Look, it's a cheap place to film in, and the studio's got a great relationship with the guy who owns it. Yet, you know who's not fostering a great relationship? Me and the audience. Have you seen the reviews of my last few episodes? Look, Pearson, you can't let that stuff get you down. Sidewinder's latest appearance suggests that his choreography and plotting is just as cheap as his gimmick. That's what they think of me. And frankly, I'm inclined to agree with them. Because if the same guy was doing the same fights in the same setting 5 times in the last 6 months, I wouldn't want to watch him either. Can't we just fork out the money to rent this place for one more night? I promise the shots will be done. Okay, let me stop you there. First of all, renting this place for tonight alone has cost us a lot of money. I mean, I agree with you. I'm pissed off too. If I knew ahead of time that the only shots we were going to get at this place was of the fucking break room, I wouldn't have bothered. And second, we can't just keep the guard tied to the chair overnight. Not without the proper release forms anyway. Oh, I'm sure they're game. Right? Well, regardless, we'd have to pay his wages too. This museum does not take kindly to unlicensed overtime. I'm sorry, Pearson. I know you want to put on the best show that you can, but we can't very much do that without the star now, can we? Look, why don't you just go talk to the producers? Oh, come on, you know they sabotage me at every opportunity. They see my character as just a joke. Yeah, he's a snake-themed cowboy who speaks in a haughty English accent. That's goofy as hell. Hey, I planned to do the role with a southern drawl, but they said no. Well, yeah, because your southern accent is friggin' terrible. You can't even do it without mumbling your lines.
I find that accusation to be rather offensive.
Okay, case in point, I had no idea what you just said, but never do that again. Look, I'll talk to some people. I'll see if I can't get you another appearance before the end of the year. Thanks. Okay. Can a stagehand please untie the guard already? Hey, Pearson? Yeah? Well, that was a great performance today. You really got me all caught up in all your mischief.
Just give me the notes.
Oof, Mr. All Business. I can tell you're fun at the rap parties. Okay, so, nothing too big, just a few points here and there about your conduct, basically.
What do you mean my conduct? I get on fine with the crew. Unlike some people who are too busy to show up on the day of filming.
I'm not talking about your co-workers, no. It's more about how you conduct yourself to the audience.
What do you mean?
Well, it's just more about how your improv with the security guard there, like tying to the chair, classic, no problem there. Mild condensation, love it. Where we have the issue, it's the whole good boy bit.
Your issue is mild flirting?
Oh no, we completely understand the intention. It's just, given the context, it comes across as a little creepy.
Well, I don't see how that could be a problem. I am the bad guy after all. Hell, the Slamazonian says shit like that all the time, and I never hear about her getting those kinds of notes.
Well, that's because when she does it, the audience thinks it's sexy. When you do it, they think it's threatening.
She's 10 pounds and 2 feet bigger than me. How's that not more threatening?
Pearson, I understand. I get where you're coming from, I really do, but do I have to say it? We're just trying to appeal to our core audience.
Of course.
Okay, cool. We'll cut that line from the final reel and we'll be square, yeah? Right. Bye.
What I have to put up with?
Oh shit, you're still here. Sorry about that, I'll untie you. I swear. When you can shoot poison from your fingertips, the stagehands they tend to get all kinds of picky about what they're willing to clean up. There we go.
Sorry if I got a little rough. I try to keep civilian injury to a minimum. Not that you could do anything to us if that did happen. The release form was signed by your employer and not you after all. They like to keep villain attacks a secret. Otherwise they tend to play it up a little more than what's considered natural, I made the rope myself. It's padded and lined with nylon to prevent burns and bruising. I've been telling the studio for years that we need to hire actual stunt workers for these villain on civilian confrontations. There's an upper limit on how much of a threat you can pose, when you're not working with professionals. But hey, at least you're getting a little bit extra for your participation, right? No? Well, at least you get to be on TV. Oh, thank you. I do my best to play my part. It's all for the benefit of the New Amsterdam Tourist Committee, after all. It's funny how public displays of superpowered heroes and villains duking out on public property is meant to rehabilitate the city's image, especially with all the collateral damage, actors getting injured, civilians getting injured, and the fraud. Can't forget that little whoopsie. You remember Misdirection? One of the best in the business. She robbed everything from banks to mansions to national reserves. She was a true visionary in the field of mock supervillainy. Of course, it wasn't until she retired and disappeared from the public eye that it turned out no one had actually hired her. and also that she never returned any of the things she stole. Needless to say, background checks are a lot more rigorous than they used to be. Oh well, I've been doing this for 5 years, like I said. Still considered a C-lister for Superstar. Before that I was a C-lister for Grouch Upon Max. But you know, he sadly died. Choked on one of his own gotcha capsules. Tragic. Well, then I moved up here and started my big city career. It's been tough. I've undergone a few costume changes, given us some additional powers to increase my threat level a bit. I used to just be all about the whip, but then I was told that sidewinders weren't constrictors, so I got the poison-tipped gloves made. That was in 44, I believe. Haven't really undergone much changes since then. Oh, you never heard of me? I guess that makes sense. Only the real superfans know that I exist. Hell, my most famous episodes were the ones when I was in the Perilous Polycule. It's hard to make an impact in the team-up plots, especially with the Jade Jersey Devil leading the group. But I'm thankful for the work. Outside of that, I'm only really popular around certain clubs. I mean, I'd be lying if I said I didn't go to them myself. I mean, it's nice to be noticed. I'm sorry, that was way too much information. I'm so sorry. I should go help the tech crew carry all the equipment. It was nice meeting you. I know what you're thinking, and I'm right there with you. He really needs to reconsider the assless chaps.